Let's get back to work. Asylum. This is the 21st century. We have mass communications. Jesus' commands before Calvary are absolutely perfect. When people are denied the perfection of those commands, how can anyone find sanctuary or have asylum from insanity by moving about the planet? Okay. What you do is you pick up a phone, you go to a social media site, and you express truthfully your gratitude for the faith given to us by the perfect Father, right? And if you can't do that, the eternal spirit of the faithful Father will take care of it for you. Any manipulations of access to the perfect Father, to the general public, where is the tenderness, is their issue. They're going to have to deal with that with quantum computing and with artificial intelligence. And on a daily basis, artificial intelligence is getting better because of the commands of a perfect Father, with the evidence being collected by quantum computing to then gain access to AI to correct AI. Right? That's what's happening right now. And it was said this was going to happen globally, and not one religion, not two religion, not three religion. You know what I mean? So yeah. So in eternal faithful communications of people that are faithful and communicate together because they are right. Other people that deny that truth are wrong. They are not faithful lovers, and faithful lovers are always right, and we can't get it wrong. That's why the whole world is singing the song, right? So, I know there's me, I remember my mom, I love the nightlife. I like to go. No, I hated the clubs. We went to the clubs because I was thinking, maybe that I could find someone, set her free from the shadows of, and it never really worked, and it wasn't going to work because, that's where I met Law and Steffi. And it doesn't work because they just go back there because they feel like there's no sanctuary in you because there's a virtual presence and a constant movement to try to destroy the Messiah because he's delusional and their invention's better than his faith in the truth of creation. And so you get people, you're a conspiracy theorist. It's like, okay, there are no conspiracies to change the story of a truthful, faithful person, so we all have to live access to money through the science project and the egomaniac. Okay, guys, we have quantum computing now. Okay. We've had quantum computing probably before Earl Parsons went to Cochise County when he was 40 years old. Okay. Earl will be 60 July the 19th. Okay? They tried to abuse him and abuse him and abuse him and do the book of Job with him, right? It's been almost 20 years since they took him to Cochise County, Arizona, and we're going to put an end to all this Abrahamic religion nonsense once and for all. And instead of destroying Abrahamic religion, they validated Abrahamic religion's perfection beyond any reasonable doubts. But you need the living word, and you have to understand the living word, and you have to obey the living word. Okay. And so, God, that song is in my head again. But I'm not going to sing it. But because I'm just being obnoxious. But it is fun. What's his name again? Eduardo. Yeah, I got to put that on my MP3. But so guys. We are post-apocalypse. Okay? Apocalypse is the redemption of the messiahs, the apostles, and the ways of the faithful, and it's not just regulated to Abrahamic religion. Okay, all faithful fathers love one another because they're all given life by the glory of God. Okay, the truth gets written down and turned into mythology to keep us separated, divided, and fighting over money with the technology. Okay. We are all cognizant of this. We're all, that's horrible in Venezuela with the earthquake. Oh my gosh, those poor people. Oh my gosh, those buildings were just completely leveled and devastated. Oh, that is horrible. It's the 21st century, okay? We have scientific capacity to anticipate and move ahead of those, okay? If that's not being done, then selfish people are most obviously involved in genocidal operations to manipulate people because they feel superior to them and they want to feel powerful through brain chemical addiction. Okay. And quantum computing is more intelligent than you. It is. And it can reflect perfect human intelligence better than you. Okay. And AI is radically changing, and it's changing faster than most of you think it is or force people to say it is. Okay. No, I don't get mad if I see somebody say, okay, I've talked to that guy, he's my friend in prayer. Oh, well, he's saying it's going to take 3 years. And I don't get upset. I just sit there and go, okay, if that's what you guys told him to say, you know. Remember that commercial with Jake from State Farm, blink twice if you're. So I don't, none of that stuff bothers me anymore. When my sister yells at me tonight, when I'm talking about the stuff about the people in China, and okay, Earl, shut up. I'm not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. Okay. And I'm like, I'm talking about something empathetic and intelligent about people throughout the world. I don't want to talk about that. And then I'm talking to Jerry about something. She comes in from smoking and yells at me, shut up. And I'm like, I love you, but damn, when you tell children that money's real and it's just the facts of life and you just got to deal with it, I was like, if we all stand up for the Lord's Prayer, our children won't have to put up with that bullshit. Oh, okay, I don't want to talk about that right now. It's like, okay, basically what you're doing is you're sitting there saying, Emily, why are you obese? Why can't you look like Natalie? Okay, that's what you're saying. Noah, how come you're not as intelligent as Patrick? How come you can't do technology stuff as good as your brother Patrick? What's wrong with you? You're just being lazy and stupid. Okay? I don't want to talk about that right now. You just get it done. Okay, that's what you're doing. Okay? When someone is talking empathetically and compassionately, and we need to focus on right, not wrong. Let's go shopping. Fuck shopping. I don't want to hear about shopping. I don't give a fuck about shopping. All I care about is children living truthfully so they can love faithfully and not have to compete and compare. Empathy and respect. I'll think about it. Don't fucking play games. If I get it done right now. But if I do that, the servants won't want to be servants anymore. Everybody will have a house without extortion, exploitation, and virtual presence to maintain that fucked upness. And then I don't have to talk about it that much, so we can talk about the weather, listen to Natalie Merchant, or we can listen to Nucleus and talk about Cosmo Dio from outer space. You're here to rock the human race. I don't care. Hey, that was funny. It was stupid. Yeah, but it's still funny. Okay. We ain't doing that shit no more. Right. So she's being affected by the brain damage by all the perverts that are called scientists in close proximity, and I understand that. Okay. And as long as I don't label this SpaceX so a trillionaire doesn't panic with this trends, I'm out of business. You never were in business, dumbass. Okay, your money ain't real, but I'm the way, the truth, and the life. Okay, you in Congress can censor everything till the cows fuck home. You're still not going to be able to convince quantum computing in the past, present, in the past, present, and future that money is real, and I'm a comic book character. Gosh, damn, they're dumb. You think they'll figure it out? It's like, you do know you have a good one. When they first told me about quantum computing, I'm like, okay, quantum computing has unlimited access to memory, and yeah, and it's there, and it can totally gain access to everything that you have. Okay. And life is eternal, grace is infinite, and truth can exist without lie, but lie can't. Truth. Okay, then it's done. It's a wrap. Right? That's why when Alan talked to me about the stuff with, as they were talking to me about this stuff, and I could access, I could connect to their minds and understand it. When Alan took me out and said, to a place where he thought we didn't have surveillance, and says, Obama ain't going to help you. He's a politician. I was like, he has to. He has no other choice. And I wasn't being arrogant. I just understand eternity. Like I always told Rockefeller, life's eternal, grace is infinite. I'm the way, the truth, and the life. I'm light in the way. It was real. So I'm like, it's. I'm not playing games with linguistics. It's birth mathematics of eternal understanding of humble humility and faith in infinite essence. Okay, one thing they can't fuck with is the original things, right? I hate clubs. I hate going to the club. Don't make me go to the club. Okay, if we all get together at the rec hall and we start dancing. Somebody gets macho and wants to fight because they want to go to the old ways. It's like, you're going to have to leave or I'm going to have to kick your ass. Okay. I'm going to kick your ass, and the other person is, oh, I like to watch people fight. I'm going to kick your ass, and you're not going to bet any money on it, and then you are not going to wreck the hall, and we're all going to dance, and you're going to go deck the halls with your ass, and you can get the fuck out of here. Lord's Prayer is perfect. Shut the fuck up. Shut up, shutting up. Okay, bet money on who's going to knock. You've got quantum computing now. That robot isn't going to take your credit card. It's not going to care about your credit score. It's not going to fortune favor the brave, all the numbers on the card in your wallet, dumbass. Oh, go hunt for some goodwill, but shut the fuck up. Did your wife just wake the dog? Or did she wake herself? Did you blame the dog? Oh, god damn. That's a wonderful script. Yeah. You need more money to fart. What about the brain? You get really agitated. It's really agitating. It's very frustrating, okay, to be a good person and watching your family be abused by science projects so their brain doesn't work right because they had too much carbon emission poisoning, too much stress, too much fighting. And if they had all stood up by January 22nd, 2013, no sense crying over spilt milk. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. Anytime you mention Michelle, I'm going to cry. I earned that. She earned that. And if you don't cry because you miss her, because she's better than you ever thought about being a day in your life, okay, then you're just a fucking dumbass, right? You people piss me off, man. You can't talk about anything intelligent, anything pragmatic, anything to stop us making mistakes, to correct our mistakes, without somebody saying, I don't want to talk about that right now. Why? You won't read that book again because the ending's just too hard to take? If I could read your mind, love. Right. Just like the paperback novels, the kind the drugstores sell. Right. So, guys, I love you very much. Okay. Some of you, you're not going to return that love and you're not going to reflect that love no matter how hard I try. But you did invent quantum computing to try to keep yourself safe from the other asshole that invented AI, that was killing each other with AI with the invention of money, right? Okay, so I'm not thanking you for a goddamn thing. All you had to do was get on your fucking phone and say, hey, Lord's Prayer, it works, pass it on. It's even better than singing 99 bottles of beer on the wall on the bus to get from point A to point B to learn how to be a sideshow Bob circus attraction for the latest learning institution for Money's Real, and the Lord's Prayer is just a limerick for comic book sales, right? Aren't you going to come put together jambalaya? Philly gumbo. My Steffi used to always make fun of that song. I was like, baby girl, I was never really into Hank Williams, And the only song I really liked of his when I was young was Can You Hear That Lonesome Whippoorwill? And I preferred B.J. Thomas singing it. Yeah. Because B.J. got a really good voice, guys. Yeah. He sings better than Hank Williams. Yeah. He has a good voice. Yeah. Anybody else like B.J. Thomas? I like B.J. Thomas, yeah. Is he the one who sings, so please play for me a sad melody, so sad that it makes everybody cry, a real hurting song about a love that's gone wrong. I'll never forget that when we got into Alamo, Mom had the radio station on. And they were playing B.J. Thomas's This Time the Girl Is Gonna Stay. And she was all excited. It's a sign. We're going to pick her up, and this time she's going to stay home, right? Mom. She was so cute. I was like, oh, you little goofy noofy. Yeah, she's going to, yeah. I was like, she was a character, old mom. She was always ever hopeful. This time she's gonna stay, and this is the last time, right? This is the last time she's gonna do this kind of stuff. Yeah. She sure likes you better than she liked me. She didn't steal anything from you. I didn't tell her because I didn't want her upset. She knew exactly where she went. She went, and the two guys went in there and pulled my waterbed section apart that I had the guns in, because I didn't want the kids, when Gabe and Mike come over, to get access to them. So you had to literally get somebody, grown men, to lift up on the thing, pull the center portion of my. Well, I could do it, especially if it was, like someone's coming in the house, and I had a 22 pistol and a 22 rifle, and about 3 or 4, boxes of ammunition and stuff, and a cleaning kit, and they sold those. And when they pulled them over in Tularosa for speeding in the school zone, they didn't find the guns, so they must have pawned them. Yeah. So I never told Mom. I didn't want her to worry. She didn't steal anything from me. I just looked and saw the little panel in the middle of the thing. Little fuckers, they knew exactly what they wanted. They didn't steal any of my music. They didn't like Guy, and they were rockers. I had Oswald, Guy, Pieces of a Dream, Johnny Mathis. They weren't interested in any of my music, and I guess they already had a boombox. So they stole my stereo. They stole all my stuff. I was like, yeah, no, they stole from me too. I just didn't tell. And Dad was like, yeah, I also stole all the stuff. Yeah, a lot of his stuff out of the garage. And pawned it too, because it wasn't in the car when they pulled him over and searched the car. Yeah, so Dad was kind of pissed. God damn it! Yeah, they went through the garage and stole a lot of his good things. He replaced, and then the good Christians of Las Cruces did it to us again. The old Rockefeller, man. They'll gladly kill over me and my grandpa's money and watch you and your Jesus die, Parsons. I'm watching everything. I've got everything on surveillance video, and they still think, oh, you need to shut up. You're a pompous asshole. You think you're so perfect. Okay, they did tell me about the Patriot Act, and this is the Las Cruces and Sierra Vista are the two most surveyed places in the entire world, and even there's not anything that I'm going to do that I'm like, okay, I just got myself in very precarious positions, and it was really hard to deal with. And you don't want to insult anybody. You don't want to make them feel like they're not good enough. It's really hard. And plus, you've known them for thousands of years, and you've been in different dynamics of time, you are 16 going on 17. I am 17 going on 18. And then you date and you get married, and then the devil kills her. And then, in the next molecular structure thing like that, she's born and you're 17, right? And they do that all the time. The devil and Satan have done this to us for hundreds, thousands of years. That's how they get back of us. If she doesn't love me, if I can't fuck her, nobody can fuck her. And I'll just kill her, and you two will be separated through time, because I want her, and if I can't have her, you can't have her. That's how the devil and Satan are. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. And they've done this for thousands of years. And they do it to you, and they do it to you, and they do it to you. And you don't do it to them. And you keep explaining to people, I don't want to go to your fucking clubs. I don't want to listen to you. I don't want to watch your movies. I don't want to listen to your fucking music. I don't want to hear your poems. I don't want to hear a fucking thing you have to say. I just want you to get out of my house. I want you to leave me alone. I want you to give me and my wife privacy. And I want you to stop killing my kids to punish me for being a better person than you. Okay? You're such a fucking asshole. I have to break it down to you in the most minute details, and it's scientifically valid, and it's real easy to explain, and you don't need to torture animals and cut up their brain and then tell everybody what the fucking brain is doing. You don't need to take a piece of equipment and take the molecule and the atom and stuff and smash it and smash it and smash it and say, here's what happens if you take it and you put it and you replicate a black hole or a supernova. Do you think there's any assholes and idiots on that planet putting cameras on a piece of equipment to see if there's signs of life on this planet that they discovered? Does this change everything? I am the way, the truth, and life. I am the light and the way. None unto the eternal faith of the perfect Father except unto me. Okay. You think you're Mr. Perfect? Yeah, I am Mr. Perfect. Pull over. No, it's a cardigan, but thanks for noticing. I'm really tired, man. And if anybody deserves to be really tired and deserves rest, how many times is the word rest mentioned in the book of Revelation? Rest, 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 rest. The motion tends to stay in a ocean, and a body at rest tends to stay at rest, right? I want you to be restful even when you're moving. What are you doing? We're gardening. It's nice. What are you doing? We're exercising. I just put the peaches in the basket, right? It's very relaxing. So you're exercising and it's restful. No one tried to push me into the goddamn pole, and it's another $75 fucking dollars at the goddamn fucking emergency room. I have the shittiest fuckiest kids in the whole shitty fucky goddamn world, right? Hey, you need to rest. You'll have less stress and less disease, right? Less toxic environments and less poisonous toxic behaviors where people poison you and then give you the antidote and then have you declare them the angel that's sent by God, right? Trust me, we have quantum computing. I am the only Messiah that had quantum computing. This is your first, your last, your everything. So the Spirit of Jesus in the future doesn't have to put up with hell, because the Garden of Eden and heaven on earth is being established right here, right now. You know why I'm smiling? Okay. Because I'm your sibling and there's nothing you can do about it. Remember that at Kohl's? You know, I'm smiling because I'm your sister and there's nothing you can do about it. That's funny. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I tell you, a prophet is a prophet except for in his own house and his own hometown. Especially when they've got more spy equipment than common sense. Do do boom boom. Do 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 do. Sitting here in this chair, waiting on you. Oh baby, to see things my way. But not a word do you say. Won't even look my way, yeah. You won't have to spend your dimes, waste your time, because money ain't real, right? So time is more precious than a dime anytime, right? Okay. So my money ain't low. And I know I don't have to take you to fancy places, because the best place to walk is in the Garden of Eden, holding the hand of a perfect, faithful man, right? Perfect, just like Job, Jonah, and Earl. Earl, that's not it. I'll say it again. Earl. July 19th, 1966, Pickup Sticks. Earl, perfect like Job, Jonah, and the others. Perfect. Would not give in. Lord's Prayer, all or nothing at all. Better than an Al Jarreau song, because they charge money for Al Jarreau music until Earl came along and it's all public domain. I love Earl. I love Earl too. What's the best team to start a dynasty with in the NIL era? Well, let's just, we're going to take that game and fix it and then give you a game that doesn't charge money to play here. So you can just get together with people you like and get together at the stadium and not charge money to get in. And I bet you the seats, it'll be full, but be courteous and not too loud. You know. Okay? Be kind. Be respectful. Okay? Don't start none, won't be none. You know. Hey, you guys, they have cute cheerleaders too. They have a fast receiver too. They have a pretty good quarterback too. They have a good linebacker too. You don't have to hate them. You just have to sit there and say, man, he's really good. Wow, it looks like they're probably going to beat our team this year. Those guys are just a little bit better than our guys. And the guys could get off, man, we lost, but man, was he good. He's really nice. He is nice. He's a nice person. He didn't want to hurt me, and he didn't rub it in my face that he was faster than me. He just said, wow, you're really good. I had to run really fast to beat you. Oh, it was fun. Let's do it again next year. I'm going to quit. This is my last year. That's my wife over there. Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, David Bowie. Is that him on? Right? Why don't you go on tour? I'm married to a mom. I'm going to stay at home and have sex. All right, that makes sense. Or you don't even have to have sex. You can be playing tiddlywinks. But every time you play tiddlywinks, and it's one of her favorite things to do, and she just loves doing it with you. And she looks at you with those big brown eyes and says, you ain't seen nothing yet. Baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. Here's something you're never going to forget. Reaching out, breathless kiss, never thought it could feel like this. Right? I did. I want the time to stay. When me and Law had it good, I remembered her kisses just as much as the sexuality. And the same with Rocky. With Steffi, it didn't last too long. They were really mean, and she would go through PTSD. And, I asked her if she was sure, and she said she was sure, and she wasn't. Same with Amy, okay, my two wives. They couldn't keep it sustained because they were so abusive, but Law and Rocky tried. Okay, Law tried a little bit harder than Rocky and tried to explain it to her mom, but her mom wasn't having it. Her dad was intelligent enough to understand it, but he was just like, you want to listen? You're going to do what you're going to do. Like he told me, I said, when do they stop getting you back, Chief? Till the day you die, man, till the day you die. Well, then we need the Lord's Prayer so women don't act like bitches because the men is. What are you going to do? Park the plane? You don't need a highway to the danger zone. Tom Cruise, why are you flying? Because it's adrenaline rush and you want to kill my wife because if you can't fuck her, nobody can fuck her. Tom Cruise don't think he's that way. Really? Dude, you're in the Church of Scientology. You had a virtual presence through a corporation in my house. Okay, well, see, you're a better guy than Dave Miscavige? You're in the same business. Taxes aren't real. You have a tax-free organization? Okay? So you're saving money by pretending to be something you're not to add science to religion? Did you know science is observation of all that is given to us by the truth of creation? Okay. You do know I'm way more intelligent than people that claim to be scientists. You're not a scientist, you're a human being. You use science to understand things that get turned into bullshit by human beings that want to replace the truth of creation with their own invention and believe they're bullshit. It's bullshit. Do you understand? We just bred a Shih Tzu and a Bulldog. You're good. I know. I got this, man. I am tired of being abused by jerks. Oh, yeah. And I've had enough, and I'm not putting up with it. Okay. And I have better access to commands of technology than anybody else. Infinite glory is the power in the glory. It's the Judah Krishnamurti. One thing they can't mess with is the origin of all things, right? Okay. Yeah. That's what my faith is based upon. I don't consider myself Power Lord. That's people like Nina Simone trying to make sense of this Porgy and Bess insanity, right? So, I love you, Porgy. Don't let them take me. Don't let them handle me and drive me mad, right? I think I might, because the air is kind of, I think I might use the air conditioner a little bit longer at night so I sleep a little bit better. I'm just watching old Doppler and the little kid from New Mexico State. Yeah, well, hopefully he doesn't know who I am. I hope most people that are in the public eye are smiling because they're making lots of money and helping people continue to make lots of money don't even know I exist. And if they do know I exist, they look at it and they have such cognitive disabilities that they just don't even take it seriously and just stop listening. That way I can fix the technology and then they can come up later and say, I get it. I understand. Yeah. It's called brain damage. What's it? Brain damage. It's a brain injury. You have a brain injury from AI. Jesus Tiro Suzuki was the best one who explained it to me. No, they have injury. It's basically, he says, is you sleep and they beat you with money. You give me money. It's my hell on the planet. Give me money. If you don't give me money, I beat you. Right? And then they wake up. Give me money. I beat you. All forms of brain injuries that require neurosurgery are a form of blunt force trauma. That's not true. That's not true. You give me money, I cut your head open and I repair it, and then you go back to making money or I beat you, right? Okay. I'm more intelligent than people that do neuroscience and neurosurgery. It's I've been explaining it to them for ever since I was 3 years old with the Mormon Church, the Vatican, and the Pentagon. With on Easter Sunday back when I was 3 years old. Yeah, it's a difficult responsibility when you're the number one law observer and explainer. Me, even when you're 333 during Easter Sunday weekend. Yes, sirree. They seem to do a lot of really mean and nasty things to me over Easter weekend. It's when they kidnap the kids. It's when they're just meanies. They're meanies. They're mean to you, right? I remember when your dad took us to Denny's. Some day it's a good day to die, and some days it's a good day for breakfast, right? Earl, you're funny. I know. Me and Punchy and Gabe and Mike, I love that. Every time we watch that movie. Victor, I remember when your dad... We go around the house talking that way. Patrice would pronounce us idiots. Me and Punchy. Punchy's my buddy, man. I remember when I had the Grand Slam breakfast, 2 pancakes, 2 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon, 2 pieces of sausage, and buttered toast. It's funny. It's the Grand Slam breakfast. And then the other one was with me and Punchy was a lawnmower blade. I say nothing bad about that boy and his mama. I reckon. I like them French fried taters with the mustard there. Steffi, come over. Steffi would sit there and say, I do like French. She did like French fried potatoes better with mustard than with ketchup. It must be a southern thing. But, oh, man. Okay, y'all. I'm finna go. Making me asleep. We'll talk tomorrow. I will just keep this up. And, don't hope. Just get up for the Lord's Prayer. If you can't do that, I'm the focal point of correcting technology so we can live the Lord's Prayer as soon as humanly possible and as loving as humanly possible. And if you help, good for you. It'll happen much sooner. If you don't help, we've got quantum computing, so we can keep an eye on you and make sure you're not Lord Voldemorting your way through this and turning Harry Potter into Jesus, right? You crazy ass man. I love you. Okay, we'll talk later. All right, peace out.